Okay guys, so now we are going to work on the webinar registration page. Let's open the editor on this page and let's see what we have to do to make sure this page is working. Let me close this bar. All right, so it's pretty much content, right? And the webinar form, all right? So this is something that we have to create a webinar on the webinar software. Once we create the webinar on the webinar software, we can get the form and then we can change the form here, right? So this is what we are going to do right now. Everything else on this page is just content. You can add it to your content. You can make your content the way you want it. Okay, so that's going to be the video for you to like calling your audience for the webinar, right? And pretty much is the content. Now here you have the link where people are going to access the magazine that you promised, right? So on this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create the webinar. That's the most important thing now, right? And then the next video, I'm going to show you how to create the magazine or to just use one of the magazines that we already have on Builderall. Okay, good. So now let's go to the webinar software. I'm just going to close this guy right here. And then let's go back to the office, Builderall office. I keep shutting down the office, I don't know why, but let's go to the webinar office and there you go. And let's find the webinar tool. That's the webinar tool. Enter. We don't have any webinar now, so we're gonna create our first webinar. And before we go, guys, this is the place that you are going to create stuff for you to use on your webinar. So for example, ghost users, you can create like Eric as a ghost user and he's going to be always on your webinar giving comments, something like that. You can create email sequence, right? And you can create some videos. You can upload some videos for the waiting room, for example. You can use those videos. Okay, so this is something that you can create and you can keep using in all other webinars. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Okay, so let's start with the webinar. Okay, this one is for us to start streaming something. Like I want to do something on YouTube, like right now on the Facebook right now. I'm going to do this one. If I'm going to create a webinar where people just can go there and subscribe and watch the webinar right there, right on time webinar, I'm going to select this one. And if I want to do an evergreen webinar, something that we have a specific date to actually have this webinar online, then I'm going to choose this one. And this is the one that we are using on the funnel. Okay, so webinar name, that would be demo funnel. All right, next. Okay, create webinar. And there we go, demo funnel, protective password. No, I don't want people putting password to go to my webinar. Content and schedule. Okay, so the video I'm going to use on the webinar is something that I have on YouTube. It's an iframe video. I'm going to upload my video or I'm going to use the YouTube live. I'm going to stream from YouTube, right? So in that case, we're going to use just a video that we have on YouTube. Let me find a video right here. 1 minute, guys. We already did that before. Let's do it again. One video on YouTube. Builderall USA. There you go. Go into the channel. All right. Now I'm gonna see the video. There you go. And there you go. Okay, so that's going to be the video I'm going to use on my webinar. That will be your presentation, right? Okay. Schedule, when it's going to be? It's going to be, let's say I'm going to do this webinar on Saturday, right? Let's start Saturday. And then I'm going to have this webinar at 6 p.m., right? That would be 18. And the webinar is going to take like a half an hour, all right? And that's it. Now, I want to have people going, like I want to repeat this webinar. For example, I want to use this webinar every day at 6, or it's just going to be one time. So if this is going to be just one time, I can just leave it like that, right? But if I want to use those boxes and like people getting every day the same webinar on the same time, then I can select repeat every 1 day. So the webinar is going to repeat every day at 6. Okay, cool. Now text chat, I'm not gonna have ghosting users. I'm gonna have the chat on the right, and then more options. I'm gonna save history. Because otherwise people are going to join the webinar and see no comments, so that's not good. And I can also pre-moderate, so I have to approve the comments going to the webinar, right? So pre-moderation actually is something that you can use when you are doing a live webinar. When you are doing a recorded webinar, there is no way you can be there all the time, so you can just unselect it, all right? Okay, and here if you go to the tutorials, we're gonna teach you how to use the chatbot integration with the webinar. That means that you can have people on your webinar anytime they're gonna do a comment on your webinar or ask questions. You are going to receive that on your Facebook Messenger, and then you can answer on your Facebook Messenger, and they will receive the answer on the webinar page. So it's pretty much like you are going to be on your webinar all the time, but you don't have to be there. But people will feel like you are there all the time, all right? So we have a tutorial for that. It's not something that we are going to use on this funnel, so we're just going to skip this one, all right? Okay, and then that's the banners. What is the banner? This is the call to action that you are going to show on the webinar, all right? So for example, I can have here banner name. Let's go call to action, all right? Okay, an iframe or an image or a code or a link. I'm going to use an image. I'm going to put the image here. And let me find the image there. Let me find the image I can use. Let me see table here. And then I don't have the right image for this call to action. So I'm just gonna use any image. Okay, guys, I'm gonna use this guy here. That could be a buy button, but I'm just going to use this image as the call to action. That could be a buy button, okay? The URL for people to go when you're going to click the image. So I'm going to go to my website. Let's get the URL for the offer page. Boom, and then offer page. There you go. Let's open, and that's the URL for the offer page. All right. Go back to the webinar. And boom, the call to action is going to take people to the offer page. All right, cool. Now, you know what? That's not good. We can do better than that. We can go to Google and search for buy now images, and boom, we have this button here. It's really good. No, it's not good. Let me see this one. Okay, open a new tab. All right, okay, I'm gonna use this one. So save image. There you go. All right, now it's gonna be better. Let's do the right way. Okay, now I'm gonna change this guy right here for this button, and boom. Oh, so now we have a call to action. By now, this is going to be the link, all right? Over the room, over the video, or over the text chat. Let's put this guy over the text chat so it's not going to be so intrusive, right? And we'll display after the webinar starting how many minutes. Let's say on my video, 30 minutes video, my call to action is on the minute 10. So after 10 minutes and 0 seconds, this banner is going to show up, all right? And it's going to stay on the screen for how many? For 2 minutes, 120 seconds. All right. Add the banner, and there you go. So now, guys, I have my webinar with my YouTube video that's going to be every day at 6 p.m. All right, 30 minutes duration, and after 10 minutes, the call to action is going to show up on screen. We're gonna have a chat here, and that's it. Webinar appearance. Placeholder type. Okay, so this is what's going to happen, what's going to be showing before the webinar starts. If people go to the room before the webinar starts, we can have here a video, or we can have here an image, all right? So you can have, for example, just like a 1 minute 30 seconds video, just explain, hey guys, welcome to the webinar, get your pen and paper, make sure you have your cell phones turned off, and the webinar is going to start in 30 seconds. I see you guys in 1 minute. Boom, that's it, all right? Or you can just have an image, okay? So it's up to you what you are going to play before the webinar starts. So let's put an image. Let me choose one image here. Okay, let me put this guy. Beautiful, beautiful beach. And yeah, it's loading. Okay, it's loading because it's a big image. All right, and then that's it. That's it. Here I can change the colors of the timer. I don't need to do that. And there you go. Now, email settings. What is this? This is what's going to happen when people subscribe on the webinar. All right. So listen. Require email on login is if you are going to ask email for people to join the webinar. So you can do that, and it's good because you're going to have good numbers and you will know who watched your webinar actually, but sometimes it's going to bring down some conversions, right? So don't ask email for people to join the webinar, all right? It's an option, but I don't use, okay? This is how I'm going to show my date, year, month, and day, right? And webinar title, no, those are some tags, and you need to fill this thing because it's going to go on the emails, automatic emails. So here is going to be the demo webinar, demo funnel, let's call demo funnel webinar. Okay, one more, and there you go. Here is going to be the link for the live presentation, and then this is the URL for the live presentation on that webinar, and boom. And if you are going to have a different page for recorded webinar, you can put here, but in our case it's going to be just the same. All right, so here you have all the information that the system needs to send emails for people who are going to register the webinar, and here you are going to have the forms. I don't have any form. I'm going to create my first form. I'm gonna call first form. Okay, right? And then the name is first form, URL to navigate after subscription. What that means? That means that when people subscribe on your webinar, where do they go? They go to the indoctrination page. So let's get the lead. Now you guys see how important it is to create the website, at least the pages. You have to create the pages, connect the domain, and have all the URLs in place to configure other stuff. So you have to, the best way is to create the pages, connect a domain, right? Organize the blueprint here, the follow, right? And then you're gonna go to the checkout, the learning, webinar, and everything. And then last, you can work on the design, right? First, let's create the infrastructure, the skeleton of the webinar, all right? Okay, now I got the URL that people are going to go after subscription. That's it. Okay, email notifications. Let's send them emails or not. Yes, let's send emails, and then I'm gonna select here. I don't have any sequence, so I can create my sequence here. So I'm gonna give a name. I'm gonna call first sequence. All right. Okay, and then I'm gonna add an email. So subject. You are in. All right. Okay, so text. Hello, tag F name. So it's going to be the name of the guy, right? Next line. You are all set for the webinar title. Boom. Okay. You are all set for the webinar title. Okay. What else? The webinar will take place at this link. This link, and then webinar link, right? At webinar date. There you go. All right, webinar title, no, that's wrong. There should be webinar link, live link. There you go. All right. Thank you for subscribing, and then your name, Eric Salgado. Now listen, guys, once you do that, you can use that for all webinar you are going to do. So it's worth to take time and create something beautiful, something better. I just did really fast. It's not good, it's bad. But you can do way better than that. And then, since you have the name, the webinar title, the webinar live link, the webinar date as tags here, you don't have to edit and work on the emails in every single webinar you are going to do. All right? You can just do that one time and use always the same sequence. Okay? So this one, in that case, is a subscription confirm. And boom, create. Okay, that's the one. Let's create another one. Another one. There you go. So the webinar is about to start, for example. All right, so hello, first name, your webinar, name of the webinar is about to start. I see you, or I will see you, right? I will see you in a few minutes here. There you go. And then webinar link. All right. Thanks for participating, Eric Salgado. All right. Now this one I'm gonna send before, like, I don't know, 5 minutes the webinar, and then you can create a sequence like 1 day before, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then you can send one later, right? And then you're gonna create your email sequence. And here I just created my email sequence. Okay, cool. So I can just close and then send email notifications. Yes, please, my first sequence. All right, and this you can use on all webinar. Email to send from, that would be my email, and that would be contact at webinardemofunnel.com, if I'm not wrong. All right. And that's it. Now, are you going to capture emails when people subscribe on the webinar? Yes or no? If you are going to do, you can connect your mailing boss here. All right. In that case, you have to create a list for that, and then go step by step to create a reference here. In that case, let's just for now, for tutorial purposes, let's collect those emails on the email marketing list. Okay. So first step is creating your reference. So I'm gonna call first webinar to connect with mailing boss. In 0, I don't have to wait. Action, subscribe, in what list, and email marketing. So what's gonna happen is when people register on the webinar, they're gonna also enter on my email marketing list. All right, and boom, and boom. Now I have this connected, and the reference to make sure this is working is first webinar. Okay, cool. That's it. How many seats I have? I can create a scarcity here. For example, I'm gonna show, I don't know, 10 seats available from 50 or from 100, for example, right? Now 10 is 11. Okay, there you go. All right, and that's it. This is how you're gonna use the form, right? Then you can translate, or you can put on your own language everything that people are going to see on the form. Now you can change the way you are going to use the form, right? So for example, let's use this one. Okay, and there you go. It's good to go, right? But in that case, we are doing like not just one event. We are doing 3 events. We are letting people choose between 3 events, right? So what we can do is content schedule, okay, and let's create another one. So add a new event, and this one is going to be on the same day, Saturday, right? The first one was on 18. Now we're gonna put 19:00. Create. Okay. Same events, 30 minutes duration. Repeat every day. All right, and then it's going to be the YouTube link. That's not it. Just find the YouTube link. All right. Let me go to this one. Okay, boom, close this guy, boom, okay, and the YouTube link here. All good, all good, all good. Text chat, same configuration. I can do different in every webinar if I want it, but I'm gonna keep the same. On the right, I'm gonna save history, all good, and that's it. We are good to go. And then let's create the last one. I'm gonna do on the same day. I'm gonna do on 18, 19, 20, right? 00, and boom, it's there. 30 minutes duration of the webinar. I'm gonna repeat this guy every day. Okay, this is the YouTube link, chat on the right, and then save history, and we are good to go. All right, guys, so now we have it, everything. We have the webinar in 3 different times at 18, 19, and 20, all right? Room appearance, it's going to show this poster, but I could have a video there, all right, all right, all right. And then what we have here, email settings, it's all good here, the tags, and then I'm gonna use on my form, my new email sequence. I'm gonna collect those leads on Mailing Boss. Everybody is happy. This is going to be the form I'm gonna use, and that's it. I'm done. I just gonna get the embed code for the form. So click here, get the link, right? You don't have to use the iframe. You can just get this link right here, and it's done. The webinar is done. Go back to the webinar list. Well, the webinar is done. And then what I can do is go back to my editor, which is this page. No, which is no page at all. Let's get this one. Webinar registration. And now that I created my webinar on the tool, I'm just gonna give a right click on this guy, and then general settings, and I will change the URL here. Boom. And there you go. I have my form. All right. I can close this guy, make sure it's good on the page like this. It's better. All right. And that's it. My webinar page is done. Now what I can do here also, I can just click here and delete this guy. Excuse me. There you go. Delete this guy. There you go. Close the window. Oh yeah, right. So I just got the webinar done and it's working. What's going to happen is people are going to select a date. Let's go to preview. Stop the video. Okay. People are going to come here, select a date like this, for example. Oops. Wait. It's not showing. Go back to the webinar, edit the webinar, and then on forms, yes, I need to select. I want to also have this guy with, could be 5 from 50, and this guy could be, I don't know, 14 from 50. All right, cool. So I don't have to do anything. I can just go back there, back to the editor. So I can reload the HTML code, back to preview again. It's going to reload the HTML code. It's going to be right now. And then there you go. So people are going to come here, select the time they want to see, put name and email, subscribe, and then they're going to go to the next page. So this first part of this page, it's done. All right. Okay, guys. So you just learned how to create a webinar, an evergreen webinar here. Really easy, really cool. Again, go there, try to do everything, clicking all the buttons, tested everything. The best way for you to learn how to work with those tools is just like trying. All right, the webinar is done. The webinar is already, the form, the registration form is already on Tira, and we are good to go. Next video I'm going to talk to you about the magazine. Okay, see you later.